This is our planet of the apps, a whole new world where apps and mobile technology form an integral part of our everyday lives. From helping us with everyday tasks to entertaining us at the bus stop to some things that are just plain amazing. You know, a great man once said, a lot of times people don't know what they want until you show it to them, and that's where we come in. Every day is a term that we all throw around as a way of saying lots. Do you play video games? Every day. Do you take the dog for a walk? Every day. Do you eat lots of fast food? Like every day? Which probably means that you spend every day with a high cholesterol level too. But one thing you literally can do every day is better your life using mobile technology.
Coming up in today's show, Lucy spends a surprising amount of time on the loo, all in the name of unearthing the latest from the high-tech toilet scene at Toto London. David scratches the surface of the smartwatch, not literally may I add, as this news may make a few PRs incredibly displeased. And I've got a cracking selection of organisational downloads for you to limit the chances of an argument with your better half.
Different fads have come and gone which have made our lives easier. Contactless credit card payments, or filming things on the fly, or storing your entire finished record collection on one of these. But even headphones have become a day-to-day fashion statement, regardless of whether or not Dr. Dre says they're cool.
Poke Audioware is one of those exciting companies eager to create new experiences through the likes of gaming. By teaming up with Microsoft and the Xbox team, they've created surround sound bars such as the N1 to come fully equipped with a Halo and Forza mode, which have been designed to offer the pinnacle in genre-specific sound. This means that the press of a button can increase the immersion rate of a game tenfold.
That is a completely made-up stat, but I can imagine it's not too far off. Stationery, whether it be in the classroom or the office, has also come on leaps and bounds. Take the way in which we write. When was the last time that you actually used a pen for anything other than form filling? Flicking ink at your cat does not count.
Nowadays, we've got touchscreen stylus pens which make it proper simple to write with on your tablet. Writing paper? A4 is old news. Just look at Paper by 53. It's an optimized app specifically designed to amplify the creative process with tools to sketch, write, draw, outline and color without the need to ever sharpen a pencil.
Applications. They came thick and they came fast. And once you've trudged through all the junk clogging up the cloud, you do come across some gems just like Lowdown.
It's a clever little app that helps you manage your calendar and indeed your entire life. It uses some actual artificial intelligence to plunder social networks, the interwebs, even your very own emails to give you the lowdown on who you're meeting, what they've been saying online, and the emails you've exchanged in the past. It's like having MI5 in your pocket.
And imagine having an entire shopping mall in there too. I'm not just talking about your local, but one which presents multiple options from around the world.
Etsy encourages you to explore its 17 million unique items across 800,000 sellers worldwide to find exactly what you're looking for. Whether it be a bride's headdress, a very film-specific birthday cake, or I don't know, second-hand taxidermy? It's there, trust me. Imagine the likes of Pinterest, but not just about ideas, and including a shopping basket.
Alright, that is my tri-headed eagle purchased. Great, that'll look spiffing on the mantelpiece. I'm joking. In all honesty, the people that think the stuffed remnants of a badger looks hip should go stick their head in the mouth of a Wookiee. Today's first venture into our everyday apps and gadgets begins with my very own Chewbacca, David, as he gets the lowdown on the smartwatch.
Perhaps the measure of a technology's success is how much we come to rely on it, how it builds itself into our everyday lives. Take the smartphone, for example. Watches packed with tech have come and gone over the last 30 years, with most mainstream manufacturers having a crack at the wristwatch market. And then in 2007, Sony teamed up with the watchinistas at Fossil to come up with, finally, a grown-up looking watch. The MBW 150 here is the sporty spice in a range of watches which notify you of incoming calls, messages, and of course, being from Sony, let you control the music on your Walkman branded mobile. Cool for the time, but not hot for the modern age of wearable tech. Step forward, the Pebble. Pebble smashed its Kickstarter target 10 times over and, more importantly, confirmed consumer demand for high-tech wristwear. It was an immediate success, but a year later it announced the Pebble Steel. Same tech on the inside, but with a more traditional styling on the out. And here it is. On top it has this 1.25-inch monochrome e-paper display. It's compatible across iOS and Android and packs a very active Pebble App Store with over 1,000 free downloads from big names and indies. Personally, I find it really refreshing how even today a startup can compete and even lead the way with the big boys. Speaking of whom, Samsung, Sony, LG and Motorola didn't just sit back and watch. This is the original Galaxy Gear smartwatch from 2013. It's an ambitious statement of intent, and it's got a really nifty little camera there on the strap. It's got a microphone on the clasp for making calls, and it runs Android with a pretty decent little selection of apps. But it wasn't long before up-to-date became out-of-date, Samsung launching a further 5 smartwatches in the following 12 months. Other highlights include the Motorola Moto 360, the first smartwatch with a fully rounded display. But that's the thing about the smartwatch that most manufacturers have struggled with. More than a phone, a watch is something that we wear, it's on display. It says a lot about who we are or how we'd like to be perceived. Fusing fashion and technology, it's tricky. And that just leaves an apple-shaped elephant in the room, a company that combines style and substance more successfully than most. September 2014 saw the Apple Watch unveiled in typically celebratory fashion. With its 18-karat good looks, digital crown, taptic feedback, pressure-sensitive screen and a selection of straps and sizes, it certainly does differentiate itself from the competition. And while smartphones now tend to iterate rather than innovate, smartwatches are now at the beginning of their cycle. The result? Upgrades. The same relentless pressure to sport the latest and greatest model, only it's amplified this time because it's something that we actually wear. So, smartwatches. Who are the smart ones? The people wearing them or the people making them? Perhaps only time will tell.
After a lot of arm pulling, I'm finally willing to accept that there's more to watches than the Casio F91W. We'll always have the 50-meter water resistancy, homie. The connected technology we once found only in our smartphones and laptops is gradually making its way into the everyday devices all around us. Motors, it seems, aren't immune either. So next up, here's Lucy to lift the lid, hood, bonnet on in-car tech with a little help from a friendly petrol head.
So today I'm feeling pretty excited. Why, I hear you say? Well, motoring journalist, TV presenter and all-round cool dude, Rory Reid, is joining me here on the sofa. Hey Rory.
Hey Lucy.
How are you?
I'm very good, nice intro.
I'm glad you like that. So right now, car manufacturers seem increasingly intent on packing their latest models with the latest technology, all in the name of making our drive as hassle-free as possible. Some car makers are even going as far as making automated driverless cars. So talk to me about Google's automated driverless cars. Are they happening?
Yeah, it's most definitely happening, most definitely real. Google have been working on driverless cars now for years, and they're actually legal in some places in the United States. I think 4 states right now are completely legal to have a driverless car wandering around unleashed. I've seen driverless cars handle rally stages, so they're doing motorsports, doing hundreds of miles per hour, going around corners on the edges of mountains, and they're much better than human beings. So ultimately that's the aim. Google are trying to get to the point where they take the human equation out of it completely, and it's up to the car to do the business, keeping everyone else safe.
Electric cars have taken a little while to gain a bit of momentum, but with cars like the BMW i-Series, Tesla, Nissan Leaf, are they now starting to gain a bit more traction?
Slowly but surely. I think people are a little bit reluctant still because it's new technology and they don't trust it, and there are certain drawbacks that you don't get with traditional cars that people are worried about. But we're certainly seeing more manufacturers go down that road. They're kind of hedging their bets a little bit, so they're buying into electric technology. We've seen Nissan with the Nissan Leaf They've been doing that car for several years now, and it's to the point now where it's a very good car, very reliable. And then we've seen the other side of the coin, which is high performance electric cars. So they've got the i8, which is like a half electric, half petrol car, which is like super quick. People like Mercedes have got the SLS electric, and that's all electric, 4 motors, 1 on each wheel, and that is one of the most powerful cars on the road today.
Okay, so smartphone manufacturers have been trying to muscle in and get a piece of the action as well. So tell me about Apple AirPlay and Android Auto.
What we've seen in the past is that car manufacturers have really old systems. They take a long time to design the cars, and when they say, right, we're going to build this car, they have to choose the technology at that point, and it takes maybe like 5 or 10 years before it's finished. So when it comes to market, all the stuff inside it is really old. So how they're getting around that is by partnering with people like Apple and Google, who are going to provide the in-car technology. So now you'll have up-to-date systems that people are familiar with from their tablets and smartphones. You'll be able to do everything you can with a tablet, plus stream music into your car via the internet. All very exciting stuff. So everything in the car is coming up to date.
But what if you're not in the market for a new car? Can you still get your in-car app fix?
Yeah, most definitely. You can hook your mobile phone up via Bluetooth or via the cable, and you can download all the apps you want. I use a really cool app called Waze, and it's basically a sat-nav app. And that, people think, I don't need a sat-nav because I know where I'm going, but I always use it anyway because it's socially powered. It'll tell me where the traffic jams are so I can avoid them. So even if I know exactly where I'm meant to be and how to get there, I switch it on and it'll give me all these clever little routes to get to where I need to be ahead of time.
Rory, I'm sure you could talk to me about in-car tech for days, and I'd love to listen, but we've run out of time, so this is when I say thank you very much for joining on The Sofa. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No problem. Thank you very much.
My faith in driverless cars was shot to pieces in the 90s thanks to the robotic carnage of the Johnny Cab in Total Recall. This chat with Rory, though, has gone some ways towards swaying me back towards the notion. Join us back in a few minutes' time as we continue our journey into everyday apps and mobile technology. See you in a few.